Hello, everyone! Welcome back to another exciting, action-packed episode of TRI's Crypto Countdown! TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review. TRI, don't know what the hell the name of this show is, but what the hell, I guess we'll talk some crypto. Haha, funny. Every week I load this up trying to figure out something funny to say to you guys, and I haven't got a clue. So let's just get on with the show. And away we go. Probably a program notice for anybody who's watching this later on. Actually, I do see there's a good 500 people a week that watch this video, so I'm hoping you guys get some value out of this. We are going to be doing our big Portugal meetup for September. God, we've been planning this since, I think, February. But anyway, we're planning on hitting Portugal over the next, pretty much the better part of the month. I'm going to be hopping on a plane next Monday, Tuesday, and I'm not coming back till Vancouver till 23rd. So I think we're going to probably put the show on hiatus while we're on the road. I have given my show co-host permission to run the show in my absence, but I'm not getting the impression they're overly excited about doing that. But anyway, what the hell. FYI, Ben is down under right now, introducing his newest additions to the family to all his down under relations. I guess her. And a little bit too much to ask for him to be here today, so Ben's going to take the evening off. But all that means is you get more of the Romanian nightmare. Paul, are you here, sir?
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm here.
There he is, my co-host, the man, the mess, the machine.
The mess, yeah, exactly.
Mess. I don't know, that came out wrong. But he was telling me, in typical Paul fashion, I got the impression that he had a pretty good few days of trading there. What were the words that you used in particular?
Damn nice profits.
There you go, damn nice profits. I love Paul's candor. I mean, he's real, and it gets as real as it gets around here at TRI. Warts and all, we're real though. So anyway, great to have you on board this evening, sir. And I think he's in a pretty good mood because, of course, he's making piles of money from trading. Way to go, Paul, you rock star. So we'll get a chance to check in with Paul and his sort of prognostications of what to expect in the market here going forward. We'll take a look at some of the Beamish rants of late and what I'm sort of looking for going forward here on price. And maybe we'll do a little interacting with the audience. I see there's a few people over there on the YouTube page, but over time I do see more people trickle in. So there's Mr. McGowan over there on YouTube, being a boss as always. So great to see you. One of his meme pics made the wallpaper. Oh, on the video, eh? Are you in there? Is there a chicken running around? Anyway, those are great pics that Mr. Mo put together years ago. And actually, we're thinking about building a campus over in Portugal for TRI. So that has sort of a permanent location. And I do like the idea of auctioning off those images as NFTs. And people in the community can help us build out the campus, things like yurts, and we have to build a mining rig station and all that kind of fun stuff. And maybe we'll use something along those lines to help finance those purchases. Anyway, so glad to hear that one of your memes made the wallpaper. And there's Adam. Hello, Adam. Great to see you. Of course, we'll be seeing Adam in Portugal in about a week or so. So super stoked to get together with TRIers. And this is the first meetup that we've had since we did a meetup down, actually, in Josh's neck of the woods, right? When were we down in Southern California? That was with Riza and Andrew and yourself, and we had a few other TRIers show up. Remember the Riviera boys, the brothers, they showed up. It was great to see them. I haven't seen Oscar and Danielle on the site in a while. Anyway, I suppose that's the way it goes with these funny platforms as people come and go over the years. FYI, anybody who's in London, I'm going to be flying back to London on the 20th. And I'm going to be staying in London till the 23rd, so it's just 2 or 3 days. But we're thinking about maybe doing a London meetup, just an informal dinner somewhere there, either the 21st or 22nd. I think I'm going up into the countryside, like Nottingham or something, for a day or two, just for fun. I've always wanted to see where Robin Hood was from. So just an FYI on that. And if you are in the UK area and you want to hook up, please feel free to drop me a message. Come on the site. In fact, actually, probably a good dovetail, nice little sales pitch. If you are, away from TRI in a while, maybe this is a good opportunity for you to come back on. Of course, you can sign up for our 30-day trial. We do have a new school term coming up here, and every school term we do a raffle for a free seat in the school term. All you got to do is pop on the site. You want to sign up for the 30-day trial. That's a free way for you to get on the site. Fire your name and email address in the course enrollment waitlist, and that's the universe that we pick the free site for the course program to come out of. So, by all means, if you are interested in getting a free education, which is always, I mean, what the hell? You ever heard of anybody giving anything for free in this world? Get your butt on the site, sign up for the raffle, and you might just get yourself a free seat for this upcoming school term. And, of course, shameless plug, I don't think anybody teaches as good an education program as TRI. And frankly speaking, if somebody had asked me 10 years ago to make a statement like that, I would be like, no, I'm not going to put my neck in that news. But frankly speaking, I've been running this education program now since 2014, and I've never seen anybody anywhere on the interneting teach anybody who's interested in trading how to build a trading plan, which I find incredible. That's the core component for you to be able to get yourself to the point where you can actually come to the market and trade realistically, positively, without anxiety on a daily basis. Is you have to have a trading plan. And yet, no social influencers on these, this social media, social influence, whatever the hell you call the damn thing. Nobody ever talks about this. I don't get it. So anyway, point of the matter here is that's the whole core focus of our Level 1 education program, is getting you to learn how to build a trading plan for yourself, how to set yourself up for success, so when you come to trading, you have a very realistic opportunity to make money. You're not just gambling, and you can start running your small business of trading. I don't know, Paul. What do you think? If a guy took the Level 1 program, would he learn how to be able to run a small business of trading?
Yeah, if he's serious, damn, yeah.
Point here is that's where Paul stopped.
Yeah,
you can. And he's killing the market right now. I mean, Paul's a perfect example. I think you were walking the beat when I first met you, right?
Yeah, I was doing some trading, but I was not profitable. I have some vague ideas about trading, but after the Level 1, I'm keep pushing and keep trading, and I managed to put my plan in place and stop making stupid mistakes. I still make some mistakes, but now I don't do stupid mistakes.
Well, that's good. Stupid mistakes, they're the worst ones, right?
Yeah, you blow your account up.
Dude, yeah, we never want to blow our accounts up, that's for sure. But hell, and such a good testament, like on the site, just to prove to people, number one, how difficult this game is. Trust me, this game is hard. This is not an easy game. And if you want to learn to be a trader, great. We can help you build your plan, vet setups, get to the point where you can participate. But, just even the other day, I had to actually eat a bit of humble pie. Just yesterday, looking back at one of my day trades in the crude oil market, I realized after I did my journaling and logging that this was a mistake. It was actually a pretty amateur trade. And oh, by the way, usually when you make mistakes, they end up with losses. It's just the way it goes in this stupid game. So don't think for a moment. And the good part about it, right, just understanding who you are and how you trade and what are your setups. And I could turn around and come and take another setup without freaking out. And actually, I turned yesterday into a profitable day just because I just was patient and disciplined and followed my plan and did everything I was supposed to do. And the good part about TRI, like I've told all of you for forever, is that I'm an open book. I got no business running a site where I'm trying to teach people how to trade if I don't clearly demonstrate to you on a regular basis how to play this game and how to play it appropriately. I mean, this happens to be one particular day. In fact, it's not even that great of a day. I went 1 for 1 and I made like $6.75. Nothing to toot your horn about, but actually it's these kind of days that actually define whether you're going to actually make it in this game or not. Can you keep a level head? Like Paul said, don't make stupid mistakes. Don't go revenge trading, blowing up your account, the whole damn thing. So anyway, point is, school term starting in about 2 weeks. I guess September 19th is the official sort of kickoff week, and I think we're going to do a raffle somewhere in here. Maybe we'll do the raffle a week ahead of the actual official start. I'm not quite sure. But if you are interested and you want to get in on the raffle and see if you can get yourself a free seat and a free education, awesome. And then, of course, if you actually go through this page and learn a little bit about what we do and who we've taught over the years and what their general sort of feedback is on our education program, I think you're going to find that this is an incredibly compelling proposition, and really it's in your best interest just to do the education program, especially since we're in such a crappy market. Because the irony of it all is this silly game is that most of the public only comes to the market when we're rip-roaring bull and everything's going zooming up, and they end up chasing, and they end up, like Paul said, just making really dumb mistakes because they don't understand that, institutions buy down markets. They actually sell up markets. And that's how you make money at this silly game of trading. So, or, sell up markets and buy them back, short up markets and buy them back, cover your shorts when the markets collapse. So, it's in your best interest to get this education out of the way. Get your plan set up. Get your house in order. How does your expression go, Paul, when you always do your presentations? What's the final line that you always quote people?
Treat market like a business, and market will treat you like a king.
Seriously, it's that simple, everybody. And it's that real. Treat this like a business. You're running a business to make a profit. Nobody goes into business to lose money. So treat this like a business. Be serious about this. Follow the process. Follow the methodology that's proven to work. And you will make all the money that you ever need. But you've got to treat this like a business. Okay, rant. Sorry, everyone. Got off on a tangent there. Our crypto top 100 review. Now, every week this is kind of, if anything, this is a really good testament. And I love how Paul has just been getting his ass kicked by the market here lately. And yet he's still a profitable trader. And he comes on the show and he's like, yeah, we're doing great. Everything's awesome. I was like, well, your predictions have been horrible. But he's like, hey, trade setups. I don't give a shit. This is almost fun, right?
Yeah, it's just for fun.
And that, if anything, that's the best sales pitch I possibly could make. No offense, Ben. Love you dearly. But we suck as crystal ball readers. We're maybe right maybe 10, 20% of the time. That's awfully tough. If you're going to go into the crystal ball reading business, you got to be right more than 10, 20% of the time, or you're not going to be in business for very long. And in fact, most people they're just not right. And as a result, it's fortune telling, and people, of course, make fun of it, right? But Paul, how's your trading been doing? You sounded pretty giddy here. Regardless of whether you were right or wrong in your forecasting, are you making some money of late?
Yeah, I made money even in the last 2 weeks, but small profit. But this week was damn nice. I
There
made
you
the
go.
profit. I recovered all the and the 2 weeks of small profit.
All right, excellent. And that, like a good trader, that's what usually happens. Is it kind of goes, they always say death by 1,000 cuts, right? So it's
Yeah.
like small loss, small loss, small loss, small loss, small loss, big win. Woo! What the hell happened there? Small loss, small loss, small loss, big win. Woo! What happened there? I mean that's actually pretty typical of traders. So nice to hear, Paul. Very proud to have you sort of part of our team, and I think you're an excellent role model for even now your blossoming community. So, as you can see from our prediction machine, I guess, did you just fill this in here?
No, I guess Ben did.
Wow, Ben, what a sweetheart. So we were down 7%. Ouch, boom, that hurts. Brian was a little less bullish, so that's interesting. Brian actually did give a -1. Not nearly bearish enough, I guess it appears. Ben was neutral, so I guess he gets the booby prize. And Paul, of course, our Uber bull. I think he's trying to talk the market up. I don't know, but hey, I think his strategy is look at I'll be publicly wrong, but I'll just keep trading my setups. And the cool part about it is I think Paul does, like on his little presentation for you on this show, he actually shows you I did this many buys, this many sells, this many wins, this many losses, and here's my net return for the week, which is really what professional trading's all about. So can't wait to see that. So I think we'll probably leave the conversation here now. And like we said, poor old Ben. He's actually on the other side of the world right now, so we'll let him off the hook. His crystal ball obviously a little bit cloudy. Where should we go next? I mean, just a 64,000 foot view. If anything, I like the way Paul will go through sort of step by step his breakdown of his analysis of the market. I'll give you just my sort of overview, and then maybe we'll circle around if I see anything sort of pressing that I could add to the conversation. This has been sort of the message I've been trying to put out here of recent, is that these Bitcoin correction cycles are actually extremely cliche. There was a gentleman in the Bitcoin industry. Of course, he's probably so stinking rich right now, he doesn't even bother interacting with the public anymore. But a gentleman by the name of Simon Dixon, who runs a place called Bank to the Future, he actually bailed out Bitfinex when it was hacked way back here when Bitcoin was nothing. But anyway, the point being that he often suggested, and when I first came into the space, I used to listen to him as sort of a half-decent authority in the space, and he would often suggest that, hey, anytime Bitcoin corrects 70-80%, that's a no-brainer buy. And frankly speaking, I have to agree with him. And then really the irony of it all is that almost all trading, if an asset corrects, my favorite fib is 78.6, and that's basically 78, a little more than 78.5% of the entire range taken back. That it's almost like you end up looking after the fact and seeing the darn W's come in right off that darn level, and you end up kicking yourself. Man, I did it. I missed it again. This was so obvious. Oh my God, drive you crazy. So what I was seeing of late is there is our cycle peak, and in fact this is kind of an odd one because previous cycles, the market rallied up and then spent the entire time correcting. Market rallied up, spent the entire time correcting. In this particular case, we actually had almost like a multi-high. But of course, you know, peaks and troughs and market cycles, they're never going to look exactly the same. I mean, they just are never going to look the same. So as a result, each correction has sort of its own unique characteristics. But to all intents and purposes, I think we're basically moving along this schedule here. I don't really see anything to suggest otherwise. The worst part about this, of course, is that 70-80% correction. It still means we got to work our way a bit lower here on the Bitcoin price. And if, you know, this is the 18-19 cycle, this is the 14-15 cycle, you can see where they ultimately bottomed, right? That's that line and that line. And here we are in our current cycle, just working our way through. So if anything, we can move that over another couple weeks, and we can move that over. But to all intents and purposes, I don't see any reason why this thinking should change. Also, too, is interesting to see Bitcoin did catch a bit of a bid here of late, and that's kind of what our message has been recently, was that, you know, we went straight down, we basically dead cat bounced straight up. I wouldn't expect Bitcoin to actually just careen straight down. I would actually expect to see some back and forth. And then also, too, just to sort of reiterate this, and actually I even had this open earlier, sorry. Darn. Where the hell are we here? Bitcoin 4-year cycle, where are you? Oh, there it is. I get the impression that, you know, here was the previous cycle, all the relative, you know, sort of 1 year of face rip down. Then like about about a year and a half of a base. Where is the halvening event? And then, you know, how does the market, when does the market usually bottom relative to the halvening event? And interestingly enough, too, on this study, we happened to do fib time sequences, and based on this cycle and this cycle, the exact same fib time sequence, basically we're supposed to bottom between this 61.8 and 78.6 window. So to me, it looks like we're just right on schedule. I don't really see anything to get excited about. And, you know, if you're a Bitcoin bull, it's really simple. You want to wait for this 1 year face rip down. It's just sort of like, this is the public coming in and buying. And, you know, remember that sailor guy saying basically he was going to mortgage everything to get more Bitcoins? I actually heard that the state of District of Columbia in the U.S. is suing him now. So how ironic, as we work our way down into the bottom end of the range, you're going to hear all the rock stars and all the sexy people from up top. They're going to be dying 1,000 deaths through this. You know, gold-plated stakes, technical analysis doesn't matter, blah, 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 blah. Those people are dying 1,000 deaths. Ironically enough, you know, when you're actually supposed to tout being bullish of Bitcoins, remember I told you there's that 78.6 fib that I love so much. This is actually a harmonic pattern, A, B, C, D. So again, that would actually take us down to 88.6. But you want to see an image that just perfectly summarizes these cycles. I just tweeted it out because I was just so impressed with it. It's so simple. But this is that 14-15 bear. So there's the big sort of Mt. Gox run up. How ironic that we're actually replicating the Mt. Gox correction when it is the Mt. Gox coins that are finally coming out to the market. How ironic, eh? Anyway, there's 14, there's 15. What a horrible market. And I was even telling site members recently, I don't know whether we did a public video on it or not, but it's a really easy way to think about the market. Usually what ends up happening is we end up actually, what does your year look like? So you can see 2014. If I was going to sort of mention a letter of the alphabet to think about for 2014, what would it be? I mean, hopefully you look at this, maybe I'll change it to a line chart and you'll see it. You'll go, oh boy, that to me looks like the letter M if I've ever seen it. Blech. All right, and then ultimate bottom in 15. That's actually pretty typical of years. And then conversely, if we look at 2015, if we were going to use a letter of the alphabet to describe it, now this isn't taking into account the size of the move or the pattern, just what is the basic pattern. So 2015, you would say, well, Brian, it sure looks to me like the basic pattern is a W. So this is something, if you're not familiar with trading, if you're not familiar with TRI, you're not even really familiar with crypto, this is something you can take from the bank. Usually years either look like years with two peaks and one trough, or years look like two troughs, one peak, and obviously, of course, we want to hunt for these if we're thinking about buying. And we want to kind of avoid this kind of mess if we are thinking about putting our hard-earned money to work in the market. So, I mean, the interesting thing is I'm just preaching to the choir here. Most of the people who watch this video already know all this message. But nonetheless, hopefully that's a nice reminder. And anybody that's sort of new to this, and you're stumbling upon this video, you're probably like, holy crap, who is this guy? It's remarkable when I actually go through like the week and I see some of the, for some reason YouTube does not. And I think it's all because of basically I tell the truth. There isn't any great sales pitch here. I'm not an agent for any central bank or any government or any political party. So as a result, I just give you the straight goods. In fact, just talk about straight goods. This is a bit of a side tangent, but what the hell? Brian loves going off on his tangents. The Bank of Canada today came out and actually said, well, all of our money printing has absolutely nothing to do with inflation. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So, of course, Brian Smart Alec basically just popped on, reminded Canadians about who actually runs the money system. And actually what I was really impressed with was there are other Canadians that actually put out the same message, which made me very happy. This guy here, this is another one. This was sort of the second video in this series. And if you really want to know about who's running our financial system, how money actually works in our society, then you have to do yourself a favor and you have to watch these Money Masters videos. The sad part about it, of course, is that the public doesn't. And the public actually buys this bureaucratic rhetoric, and that's basically what I said here. If anybody who actually understands economics understands Milton Friedman and understands that the money supply in an economy relative to the economic output, that's the definition of price inflation. And when you let your money supply basically grow parabolic like this, it is diluting the purchasing power of the citizens of the country. It's just that simple. And what a surprise! Boom! Massive price inflation everywhere. And these people actually have the audacity. And I frankly think it's because they are actually unintelligent. They just don't understand. They actually have the audacity to come out and say, well, all of our money printing, that's not what's causing inflation. Oh my goodness, you're nuts. You are absolutely nuts, right? And if anything, what we should probably put on, and kind of like I said, this is a bit of a tangent, and Brian can probably get himself in trouble for this, but we should even just put that reply. We'll grab Uncle Milty's video there, and we'll plunk that in there with the M2 money supply image, so everybody is reminded that this isn't, nutso, insano, bury your head in the sand, get your shotgun, kind of Brian Nutso rebel. This is actually a Nobel laureate who ran around the world the last time these governments and central bankers went absolutely out of control, pleading with the world to get sanity. And it was only after Paul Volcker, who happened to be a fan of Mr. Friedman, said, you know what, you're right. And he just killed the inflation bug in the early 1980s with his massive interest rate increases. And that's exactly what I think the central bankers are going to do down in the States this cycle too. Which is so ironic because these Canadians, they're actually setting themselves up for disaster and they don't even realize it. They're walking into a tornado here. But it's so ironic that these bureaucrats, they don't even see this. They are absolutely blind to this brutal reality that you increase the money supply by printing money like a drunken whore, and it's going to cause hyperinflation. And that's the world that we live in right now. It's actually pretty sad, really. Anyway, if you want to take your head out of the sand and you want to learn how money actually works, first watch the Money Masters video, then watch the Wizard of Oz follow-up. You're probably going to have to watch these videos 2 or 3 times to really understand how deep this stuff goes. And then, once you've done that, come back and refresh yourself with what they have done to the Canadian money supply. So now you understand why we have this hyperinflation. Anyway, off on a tangent. Way to go, Brian. The irony of all of this, though, is there's a guy, and frankly speaking, I don't think it was an individual person. I think it was almost like a cabal, because I think they understood what was happening here. Keep in mind that the Canadians, this is the Canadian money supply. The U.S. money supply, also controlled by the same cartel of central bankers, it looks exactly the same. The European money supply, it looks exactly the same. The Japanese money supply, also controlled by the same cartel, cabal of central bankers, it looks exactly the same. So they go around, they say, oh, well, inflation is a global phenomenon. Yes, it's a global phenomenon because the Rothschilds have taken over every central bank that means anything around the world. And the irony of all of this is there's one guy in the world who wants to stand up to them and say, no more of this nonsense. And of course, now you see what's happening in Eastern Europe with him. It's so ironic, this silly world. But unfortunately, there's not really a hell of a lot you or I and all of our 11 viewers can do about this. I mean, that's the tragedy about this, is these people are so powerful. Hell, these guys could come along and they could actually probably kill my life, freeze all my bank accounts, throw like audits out the butt from the CRA. I've paid tons and tons of taxes, so you can't say I haven't contributed to my country. But they could come along and audit me and just make my life just an absolute nightmare at the drop of a hat. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people have told me, by me even having these kind of conversations through social media, I'm actually setting a big bullseye on the back of my head. The irony of it all, of course, is if any of you know my story, then you know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Frankly speaking, I don't have anything to lose. My wife, who I love dearly, is no longer with us. My son, interestingly enough, he's buried basically up to the eyeballs in the bureaucratic Canadian healthcare system. So it's not really like I can really even do a hell of a lot for him, which really sucks. So I might as well just at least come out and just speak the truth to all of you. And if I have to go down in flames, well, so be it. But I don't really tell lies, so I don't think anybody can come at me as sort of dishonest. And I certainly don't do any shilling or, public, flogging of altcoins and that kind of stuff to line my pockets. I live a pretty frugal life, so, on balance, I'll just keep spouting my rhetoric. And if we can make a positive difference in this world, awesome. Okay, so, man, I sure went off on a terrible tangent there. Sorry, everybody, but... Man, that really bugged me when I saw that. The Bank of Canada comes out and says, oh, we're not the ones responsible for inflation. Come on, what are you, on drugs? Oh, it's terrible. All right. Where do we want to go next? Oh, yeah, so this kind of dovetails. It's full circle. That I actually put the comment out to the community and to the public on the Twitter feed and all that kind of fun stuff. And actually, I don't see anything new here. There's nothing new going on. And I believe that, especially if we come back to this image here, I don't think anything's going to change here. My apologies for all this isn't really the prettiest of image to look. But you can see, I mean, the halvening events come on a very predictable cycle. And the irony of it all is that usually, and actually probably I should do the Brave New Coin and we could see this cycle. But you can see as each cycle goes through, right? This is our halvening event right here, boom. As each cycle plays itself out, we face rip up, then we have to consolidate. Remember Mr. Dixon's 70-80% correction. Go through, avoid the M's as soon as we start Wing. And I think 2014, 2015 is a fantastic analogy of that. Down year, lots of M's. Up year, forming a base, and we got lots of W's. We set the base, basically wipe out all the previous frivolousness of the market into the halvening event. And then once the halvening event comes, it's almost like this is hitting the reset button. We can start the whole damn face rip move up again. You know, the miners, they're incentivized to get the price of Bitcoin up, through here. And if anything, that's probably the conversation that we have to be watching out for over the next 6-8 months. 51% attacks, all that kind of stuff. And once the halvening event happens, then we set the base. And actually, there was a guy that we used to work with in this industry, and he used to always say this was the quote-unquote developer cycle. That basically take this time to develop new products. Then they bring them to market. They get bid up, right? Because all the guys that worked really hard, they now bring them to market. Look how wonderful our product is. Woo! Up goes price. And you can see the whole damn cycle works all over. Take the market to ridiculous levels following the halvening event. Then have to go through your 70-80% correction. Years that look like M's, try to avoid them like the plague. Then the following year, we get W's, and you want to get in. So, again, almost exactly the same as this cycle. Correction, rally back, test to the lows. Here is the halvening event, and up goes price. So, here we are. We're just right on schedule. There's nothing really new going on here. Still think that we, if we look at things like cost of production, let's see if I can find this. This might take a minute. Maybe it'll be really quick. Let's see. Fingers crossed. COP for cost of production. I was kind of hoping that would be there, but I don't see it. Darn. Maybe it's capitals. COP. Copper. Darn. It always does this. Anyway, let's see. Cost of production. No, that's not going to work. Okay, let's try a different round. Hold on a second. Boom, 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 boom. Macro. Where is the macro? And my apologies if you guys are regular watchers and you're like, oh God, he keeps saying the damn thing, same thing over and over and over and over. But please understand that, this is basically, no, that's not what I wanted. It's actually stunningly predictable how this price movement works. Absolutely incredible. The only problem is I got to show you the image, and if I don't show you the image, you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. So where did it go? Cost. Bitcoin, log, gold, Fed, halvening cycle. That's this one. 4-year cycle. Wow, isn't that incredible? Oh, fudge. Okay, let's see what we got here. Maybe this will work. Oh, yeah, okay. That's all will do fine. All right, so here is our cost of production image. And the way I would look at this, of course, is, we're supposed to be rational investors. So that means we ideally really only want to buy when the fundamentals, and whenever you're talking about a commodity, the number one fundamental you have to understand with commodities is what does it cost to get the damn thing to market? Whether it be you're growing corn and you got to buy the land, maybe you're financing the land, so what's the annual interest payments on the farm property? What's the cost of nitrates? What's the cost of pesticides? What's the cost of water? What's the cost of the farmer's time to drive the tractors? What's the cost of the fuel for the tractors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you put all of those ingredients together. Farmer goes, spends all that money, grows his crop, takes the crop to market, and sells the crop into the market at the current market price. Or if they're motivated, they might hedge the crop ahead of time. That's just the way commodities work. So there's no reason why Bitcoin would work any differently. And the cool part about it, of course, is that what is the actual underlying value of a Bitcoin? I would argue that the underlying value of a Bitcoin is this immutable network, this ledger that basically proves that you own this asset without some bankster cocksucker telling you that yes you do or no you don't, or the bankster cocksucker taking your assets and lending against them and blowing up the system. Thank you very much, Joey Diamond, Goldman Sachs, and the whole fucking crew through 2008. I mean, that's basically why we're in this mess that we're in. But the Bank of Canada will never admit that. I mean, the long and short of it here is these banksters are running completely out of control. And like I said, half of the reason why I think Bitcoin came into existence is because the people in the know saw this coming. And they were like, we better put something in place so that it's outside of these banksters' control so we can hedge ourselves, because they're about to dilute the value of the currency and drive all the public into utter despair, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. Buy your Bitcoins. Anyway, point of the matter here is the fundamental side of this equation is these lines down here. They are in essence what I would consider the cost to produce a Bitcoin, i.e. the miners compete, right? And basically, if I understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin, they basically get the ledger, they get the log, they validate the transactions, then they have to generate a random hashtag, and you can only submit the ledger and the log of transactions that's been validated with a very specific hashtag. And it takes a lot of iterations to get that specific hashtag, and it's just a competition. Whoever randomly comes up with the needed hashtag, they get it first, boom, they get the coins. And of course, the ledger is all, the data in the ledger is validated by everybody competing for the payout of the coins, but they can only get paid out if they submit the log with a very specific hashtag that needs to be generated, quote unquote, randomly. Point of the matter here is that there is actually like production cost going into doing that. And that's what these lines are. And what I find really fascinating about this conversation is these are floating numbers. And, as we're going through the face rippy, nobody ever expects that these numbers can actually come down. And I might argue the way that China is imploding right now, that's actually half the reason why you see these numbers actually falling. But the bottom line here, I know we had one gentleman on the site who says that this is sort of his figured cost of production. And frankly speaking, I think for a lot of the people in the public that this is true. But I think that what ends up happening through these correction cycles is these big players that can operate these machines and have these cost bases, they literally drive the price down to put this guy out of business. Their job is to literally bankrupt this miner. And keep in mind, right, there's guys that are mining, with the S17s, the S15s, the S13s, the S11s, 9s, whatever. And their costs are higher and higher and higher and higher. And the bottom line here is as price comes down, they slowly get squeezed out of the business. And this squeeze will continue until we get to the point where you have the debate about 51% of tax. If we have that debate, then that means that the miners, actually these guys down here, they better get off their butt and they better start bidding price up and getting more competition in the mining space, because if we get a 51% attack, then that literally means this whole project, this whole concept becomes completely meaningless. And I think there is enough people that have enough money invested and vested in this Bitcoin story that they don't want to see that happen. It would be a disaster for everybody. So, I think that we're going through the process of washing out these weaker and weaker hands. And I believe that actually value for the big players in Bitcoin is actually down here. Now, I know there's people all in this industry that will fight me on this tooth and nail, but I've been in this damn space and I've watched this game now for a better part of 8 years. I've literally watched every single day price action. I haven't seen anything change in that 8-year period. It's all the same logic, so I don't understand why people think anything would change now. One thing I do find really interesting about this space is that for some reason of late, everybody's gotten on the bandwagon that Bitcoin is actually environmentally unfriendly. I would actually make the argument that Bitcoin is actually environmentally friendly. Because what Bitcoin does is it will use all that excess. I don't know whether you realize, but even in northern Canada, there is tons of natural gas that the environmentalists would rather not go into the atmosphere, and it's just being burnt off because it's waste. There's nothing they can do with it. What would happen if you actually took that waste gas and converted it into electricity to actually mine Bitcoins? That gives the oil companies the incentive to not just vent that gas off into the atmosphere, but actually use it productively and get paid for it. So I would actually make the argument that Bitcoin is actually environmentally friendly. It is taking advantage of the excess in our society. And there is so many of these excess waste, environmentally unfriendly gases. Hell, there are pockets of the ocean where natural gas just naturally bubbles to the surface. Of course, you're never going to hear Christine Lagarde talk about that kind of stuff. And the poor Dutch farmers, man, are they getting screwed over. I mean, why not take this methane gas that's so surplus and force it to actually mine Bitcoins and then use the proceeds to actually do things like create carbon capture technology that would be free because you'll be financed by Bitcoin. So I find it hilarious that the public message, the media message right now, clearly the banksters, they've got, I heard the old Bank of Canada governor said that the banksters have $100 trillion spending program planned to move us to non-carbon based energy. That's their motivation, because remember, of that $100 trillion that they plan spending on this new industry, they collect fees on it, right? 10% interest of $100 trillion. How much money is that? How many Rothschilds can build how many castles with all that money? So, unfortunately, what I hear, and actually I this is a total rant, but I actually listened to a gentleman the other day talk about how this merge of Ethereum from POW to POS is actually nothing more than just a big money grab. It's a make Ethereum price go up. We want a positive return on our money play, and it has really nothing to do with the environment. And, like I said, I could actually make the argument that Bitcoin's actually environmentally friendly. Oh, there's a terribly politically incorrect thing to say. Anyway, point of the matter here is I do believe, remember, I started off this conversation saying institutions buy down markets. An institutional player, a half decent one, there's always the sailors of the world. And I don't know what that... I mean, now the guy, like I said, is actually facing, now tax evasion charges and stuff. I mean, wow, what a train wreck that guy's story is. There's other guys who are eating gold-plated steaks and, getting you to use their referral codes to sign up for exchanges to trade Bitcoin, and them saying things like, well, technical analysis doesn't matter, just buy and you'll get rich. I mean, they're just the dumbest things possible a person could say. So how ironic that as we're working our way down into the bottom end of the range, remember Brian's rant about 78.6s, now all of a sudden Bitcoin's the big enemy. And oh my God, we got to go, everybody has to convert to POS to be environmentally friendly. And, anybody who's a Bitcoin enthusiast now, hell, you're going to be, probably audited, probably, tax evasion kind of charges, the whole damn thing. Because keep in mind that the institutions are going to be buying this market. Now, how does an institution buy in size? There's only one way, Joey Diamond can buy 1 million Bitcoins. He has to get you, the public, to panic sell 1 million Bitcoins. Now, does Joe's six-pack have 1 million Bitcoins? Of course not. Maybe they have like 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So then that means Joey Diamond has to get 1 million individuals times 10, right? Because the individual's got 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So 10 million individuals to all say, you know what, Bitcoin is environmentally unfriendly, Bitcoin is a scam, Bitcoin is a fraud, don't touch Bitcoin or Big Brother's going to come after you, all that kind of stuff, so that he can get those 1 million Bitcoins. And that, folks, is what I think is going on right now. And I think this whole process, if you can just somehow keep a level head, don't freak out. Don't let these people bully you. Obviously, don't break any laws, right? We don't want to get ourselves in trouble with Big Brother, with the law. But just don't get sucked into this bearish euphoria. And the worst part about this is so typical markets, what they're doing here. Because what they're going to do is they're setting up a trading range here. And, I had somebody that I worked with actually said this very eloquently recently, that you can have the market fall 60, 70%, maybe even 80%, then go sideways. You can still have the market fall another 50% from here if you went and bought this level. Don't kid yourself. There will be lots of people that will step in and think that this is a floor and still take a 50% haircut on their investments. So what I'm worried about, and this is the rants I've been saying lately, is that I think what's going on here, like we said, you've seen this image here earlier tonight. What I think's going on here is they're stair-stepping the market lower. I think that we're in this kind of consolidation phase, and I remember this specifically because I was in Europe through this. And I mean, you gotta love the Europeans. They're so sweet in their almost naivete. But I remember I was in Switzerland, and Zug, Switzerland, they call themselves the crypto sort of headquarters of Europe. And I went to a conference, and the only reason why I went to the conference was because there was a group of TRIers. In fact, one of the guys we're getting together with next week in Porto, he was there with me. And we just crashed the party. and it was like a whole bunch of real estate agents. And it was all about crypto and how wonderful crypto was and Bitcoin. And we crashed the party and drank their drinks and ate their cookies and crackers and, all that kind of fun stuff. And I just walked around and I was just like, oh yeah, how do you value a Bitcoin? And they're like, I don't know. But they all were convinced that $6,000 was a floor on Bitcoin price. And then you notice through that whole summer period, Bitcoin price oscillated around and everybody just sort of convinced themselves that 6,000 was the floor. And lo and behold, into the final low, they had to break it literally in half. Bang! And this literally broke the back of the crypto market. And it was really sad because we had a lot of people, of course, that came to TRI, as always. I mean, it's nothing new whatsoever, through the face rip move up. and they bought, and then they joined TRI, and they go, yeah, I'm a Bitcoin bull, look at me, and then I go, well, you're a doofus, you should probably buy at 70-80% corrections. And of course they hate me for that, and then they have to go through the period of watching their investment just get destroyed, and on this final leg here, basically that's when most of them threw in the towel. And I would argue that you're going to see exactly the same thing here. You can almost see how they've set it up. So, I remember Mr. Dog Money and all that. All those people, and all the DeFi people and all them, they all came piling in up top here. Ironically enough, DeFi has just been absolutely destroyed of late. But I get the impression that those are the people. They're still holding on right now. And they're like, you know what? We're okay. We're okay. And there'll be one more face rip move down. I don't know whether it's going to look like this or whether it just is straight down. But one more face rip move down here. And then I think we finally hit the bottom. So that's where we are. This is an ugly, ugly 6 months that we have in front of us. So kind of sucks. What I would say is you can see the volatility in price. So the good part about it is, and actually somebody even asked this question on the last Sunday show that we did, actually, but I think I answered it Monday. But I might have answered it on Sunday. I can't remember. And by the way, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh gee whiz, this guy's kind of fun to listen to. By the way, if you're watching this, where do I watch more? And we have this wonderful YouTube page. There we are live right now. And we have tons and tons and tons of videos. So the weekend show that we do, we call it the Broiler Chicken Show. As you can see, it's a good 1,000 views or so. And here's our weekly show. 22 people watching. Woohoo! But hey, we get a good, 500. It's interesting. I think that one actually was, I forgot to make it public. But you can see, regularly we get about 500 views. So, I love this page because, you want free content. You want to learn. God, we have so much free content here now on this channel. Oops. I was hoping that actually would show you the whole list. Play all. How do you show all? Anyway, little tidbit, little teaser learners. They're a few minutes long, 5-10 minutes long. I love how the site marketing department has put this together. Really, really smart. Then we have Brian's marathon rants on the weekends. Free show. You can see 2-3 hours. Hell, you want to learn how to trade. We've had some people who actually have taught themselves how to trade just watching these free videos. I don't really have a problem with that, folks. I really don't. What I would just simply say is that if you are not the type who is a self-starter, if you're not the type that can really force yourself to be disciplined and show up and do the work day in, day out, well, that's why we developed this school. Because frankly speaking, I'm not that disciplined. I'm actually pretty stupid. So I could have, in my starting days, man, I could have really used something like this. I had to go the long route and take 20, 30 years and do every single job in the industry to get to the point where I could actually know this stuff. So for those people that are self-starters, go check out the YouTube page and lose yourself in the videos. And people do really well. For those people that need help, that's why we put the school together. So anyway, do it as you please. So there's a 64,000 foot overview. And, just to understand why I think that you're going to see this kind of movement, how can I justify that there still has to be one more serious leg down? I think it's because of, darn it. Oh, I hate when I do that. I was so close. Where did it go? Oh, yeah, no, what? Actually, I had to load it as a separate tab. It's because of this conversation. I think we have to go down to here. Now, you want to see something really cool, and I just put this tweet out just today. And if anything, I thought it was just absolutely perfect dovetail. Oh, by the way, could you hit the like button, subscribe, ring Paul's bell? I think he's got his nipple bells on tonight. And that way you get notified when we do these. The Google algorithm likes all that kind of stuff. And I noticed that when people ask people politely to hit the like button and all that kind of stuff, They do pretty. That you guys do cooperate, and feel free to leave comments and stuff if you have questions and stuff. Please. Feel free to reach out. I mean, the whole point is we want to get these free shows out to as many people as possible, and try and do what JoJo asked me to do years ago and make a positive difference in this world. So I thought this was an interesting dovetail, and I'll just sort of leave with this, and then we'll head over to Paul, and you'll be like, okay, finally, we're going to get something I can use. Why this? I thought this was interesting. I did this tweet out earlier tonight. Again, they always say the more times change, the more they stay exactly the same. And why I think that this is really similar, and I just got to find the darn tweet. Why I think this is really similar to the previous cycle, actually here, I'll just show it to you here, is this image. So there's your 2014. Remember, here we are. Could we still get that 50% haircut? Through this final dumpage? Well, that would take us down into 10,000 area. There's 50% right there, 10,200. And notice this is the 2014. There's the Mount Gox blow off top, Willie bought, all that kind of fun stuff. There's the first check of the $250 breakout level. Notice $300 area. 50% haircut of that, $150. All right, so Paul, actually, I'm going to blab on here for a couple more minutes. Paul's just going out for a quick smoke, so maybe grab a beverage too, and we'll pass it on over to you for your summary once you're back. Okay? I don't know whether he's still here. He probably took off. Anyway. And then notice, what do we actually call this event where you come down and you check this original breakout high? Actually, we call that a Wyckoff check. That's actually a well-known concept in trading world. And then notice that after this initial blow off top, where did the actual W bottom come in on the market? Following that event, well, actually, it was right here. This is the actual W, right? We go down, up, down, breakout. That's the W, folks, right? I'll go like that, right there. I know it's hard to see, and often over time it takes time to actually see this, but in essence, that's that rally peak, down, up to that high, back down, test the lows, turn around, break out through the highs, big ass buy signal, away we go. Well, that's exactly what happened here. It's identical. So, Wyckoff check, we can change this to Mr. Wyckoff. Same logic, no difference. There he is. We've done that. So in essence, that was sort of this event. That came in September of 14. Oh, what a surprise. I mean, this came a little bit earlier, June. But here we are, August, September. Now, do we go back and forth like this and then one more final dump into the lows? I don't know. My hunch is that we sort of bump along here. But I do think there is one more of these 50% haircuts coming, which takes us back down into the next Wyckoff level, which I actually think is where the institutions want to buy. They want to buy this breakout level right here. And the irony of it all, of course, is this is basically where the Fed came in, right? March, February, there is the sickness panic dump. The irony of it all, just like I told you guys earlier, is, we're huge fans of 78.6 fib, and you'll see that if we draw a reload zone, you see the market dumped right into that 78.6 fib. There is the original double bottom. That is your buy. So if you want to learn how to buy Bitcoins appropriately, this is a 2-week chart. Man, it doesn't get any easier than this. Right, we just go, there is the rally peak, there is the trough, There is the reload zone. So down in this area, we want to be buyers anyway. Remember, I won't put the halving event thing, but I think it's like right in here somewhere. So all of this area, this is where you want to be accumulating. Then they did what I call a reload zone within a reload zone. And I used to work with one guy on the site. We used to affectionately call him Kavarkinator. And he actually stepped up and had his bids working right against this low. I mean, that's what I want to teach you guys how to do. Do you think that if you could train yourself to come in and be a buyer of Bitcoin right here, do you think you'd do well? I mean, you tell me. The proof of the pudding's in the eating. How about if you listen to Dog Bunny Doofus? Can't believe the guy never got held to account for this. I mean, I don't get it. Why does that guy not get held to account for... He should have come out and said, don't touch my coin here on Saturday Night Live. Don't buy it. It's asking for trouble. By the way, how did that damn thing do since that event? Oh, there's the Saturday Night Live event. Why is no one holding this jerk to account? I don't get it. Ugh, drives you crazy. Don't listen to him. He gives horrible investment advice. Anyway. So, we're working our way back down. Can we do the same logic here? I don't see why not. There's 78.6. There's that breakout that we just showed you. That's what... Uh-oh, here we go. Brian's going to lose his head now. That's what... no, not that image. Where did we go? Ah, fudge. That's what this image is, right? Our checks. Oh, actually, this is where I was. Sorry. So, long and short of it here, it's going to be a bit of a slog. No doubt about it. The good part about it is once this is over and once we're actually back down into here, you won't be able to give away a Bitcoin. But all of you, hundreds of people that do watch these videos, maybe even thousands of people that do watch these videos and do listen to me, you are going to be given an incredible buying opportunity down here. And the irony of it all is when we do get down there and we start Wing out like this, most of the public is actually going to be bearish of this thing. And that's the true irony of this silly game. So, with that said, that's my sort of big picture overview rant here this week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Wanted to, I think it's healthy to revisit this. But at the same time, too, I know you guys would like to have a little bit of sort of what the hell's going on in the short term. So this is why I have my show co-host. And what I'd like to do now, Paul, I think he's back. Actually, it looks like he just said hi there on YouTube. Yes, you're right. Shiba.exe. This game is tough. But ironically enough, Paul, how does your expression go at the end of your presentation?
Yeah, you have to treat market like a business.
You treat it like a business. You treat this seriously. You can make money at this, but you got to treat it like a business. So, with that said, why don't we head on over and talk to our resident business manager. Damn fine trader. He's running a community like a boss. And the cool part about it is he's got pretty good pedigree. I mean, he was a cop. I mean, if you're going to trust anybody in this world, I know, some police have a little bit shady reputation, but if you're going to trust anybody in this world, an ex-cop turned trader, I got to say, that's a pretty good pedigree. So, Mr. Businessman, how are we going to do this? I'm going to stop screen sharing now. Do you want to try and screen share? And what I'll do is I'll show the good people your screen. And we'll turn the ball over to our resident. He's one hell of a trader. I'm so proud of you, Paul. And I'm really proud of the fact that we can bring you to the public on a regular basis. So, without further ado, here is Monsieur Paul, the Romanian Nightmare. I will try and maximize the screen so you can all get a real good look at what he has to offer. And take it away, sir. You got the floor.
Yeah, my view on weekly newsletter, week by week. Let's see. Last one was a tough week. We posted in the group only 7 trades with trades, a complete idea with entry, stop loss, and take profit. That is it's in this table. Total trades 7, wins 3, losses 3, one scratch, 4% profit. Tough week, but small profit. It's okay. I even mentioned that we aren't protecting the capital because the market last week had a ugly range, a small one. The Bollinger Bands were just tightening. Not too much to do in such a ugly market, but we managed to put a small profit. On the weekly chart, not too much is changed. We have the reload zone. We have all-time highs from 2017. So it's still behaving like a support. We lose the 200 weekly simple moving average. We are below that, but still I'm in the reload zone. And my question is, this retracement, it's a buying opportunity or a bounce is a selling opportunity? Depending on your time frame, what kind of trader you are, I don't know. It's a personal question you have to answer yourself. I'm not, if I have a investment, if I have already bought some spot position from investment purposes, I don't like to sell it in the reload zone, close to the 78.6. Yeah, if Bitcoin will go down to, you see the 14K, 13K, yeah, it's a buying opportunity. I like that. If you'll get there, I'll buy even more. I have some cash for that purpose. But now it's too late to sell your spot Bitcoins, at least in my opinion. On a daily chart, not too much. We had a nice bounce in the August. Now we're back in the 20K area. We are in reload zone. I do this weekly newsletter on Sunday night. Now we are back exactly at the same level, $200 difference. So we are in the big reload zone and a small reload zone on daily chart from this last bounce from 70.5 to 24K. We had a channel on daily chart. We are broken down from that channel, back in the reload zone. The bull trend line I drew from this low to this low is broken. In this area now, I'm just waiting for a nice W to get another bounce. Maybe if I get a nice W, all the reasons to frame a long on a longer time frame, maybe I could get a 2-to-1. But now on daily chart, I don't have anything to do. On 4-hour chart, we had some bullish divergence in the Sunday. We still have that. Now the price is just trying to make a nice W in this area. Maybe we can do that, or maybe we'll do a AB equals CD to the downside. That will get us in the 70.5K, exactly testing the lows. We'll see. We still have that this bullish divergence. We have it on RSI, MACD, even on OBV. Really was starting to become stupid, oversold. It's not a good idea to sell on these levels. Maybe on scalp level, but on a 4-hour chart, no. Bitcoin dominance on the 4-day chart is still going down. We're just testing this lower part of the range, this nice W who started the move up. Yeah, maybe if Bitcoin drops even more, the altcoins will follow and even drop more than Bitcoin, and then the dominance could go up. But now it's just ranging in this lower part of the range. Ethereum versus Bitcoin on 1 week chart. The range I post every week. We got to the top of the range. We got a nice retracement. Now we are just trying to test the highs again. If you take a look at the Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Bitcoin on 1 week chart, you'll see it's trying to test the candle body highs from last 2 weeks. Total 2, Total 2 is just making a nice retracement to the reload zone. I like that for a nice opportunity to buy some altcoins. If we get this level, maybe we can get another bounce to frame some nice swing trades. But I don't see. We can range in this area a lot of couple of months now. Is the fall? I don't know. Maybe we can break the lows. I don't have any way to know that. I'll have to watch this chart week by week. I usually post the reports for this week. So we had the job openings, we had the inflation rate on European Union. Not too much volatility after this event. We still have the unemployment rate, PMI, and Friday the payrolls and unemployment rate for August. They are big events. I only put the biggest events on this weekly newsletter. So we still have some events today and tomorrow. Keep in
That
mind it's
jobs number
Tuesday
is going to be
on my
important.
side of the time zone.
That jobs number is going to be huge on Friday.
Yeah,
Interesting how that's heading into the holiday weekend too.
yeah, but I like the fact that Bitcoin is going down into that event. I like that. Every time I see the Bitcoin price is going down to a big event, it's it's nice to see that. Usually it comes back up after the event, and we'll start a nice weekend. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll
Well,
see.
we are down against the bottom end of the range, so it makes sense.
Yeah, could be a nice weekend
Yeah.
to start this month and then go back again. I don't know. My crystal ball is broken. You see from the. So don't put too much value on my opinion.
Let's try them damn setups.
Yeah, most altcoins they form a W in the recent weeks. We had the correction in the last week. Could be a good opportunity to buy, but I'm not still convinced. We had some nice buys in July. We made some money. We made some free coins. Now we're just waiting.
That's smart.
If you want to buy some altcoins, yeah, we have some. Most of them they have the reload zone, but I prefer to wait on the 4 hour chart to see a nice W, a nice confluence, to maybe to frame a 3 step setup was swing trading. I have some ideas on 4 hour and 1 day. I put the chart on 1 day, but I'm framing my trades on 4 hour chart for a swing trade, something like that. Comp had a nice bounce up, was in the reload zone. Now it's a bit uppy. Near is this in the same idea, is in the reload zone. Maybe hunt for a 4 hour, 12 hour W in the reload zone. GMT is just testing this nice W made in the beginning of the July. But I'm not convinced about. I have to see the W, and I'm preferring to see the W, to see the breakout. I'm just trying to enter at the retest of the W. It's a safer way to frame a trade. You'll have a bigger win rate if you enter at the retest of the W, not at the breakout. Sand, same idea, in the reload zone. E-gold was a bit up above the reload zone, but now is trying to go down in the reload zone. And if you can see the screen, you'll eyeball, you can see the AB equals CD. You'll point us out and candle body lows from the beginning of the July. On this coin, I'm just waiting with a limit order at $42, something like that. It's a nice project, small amount of coins. I like the project. It's a Romanian project. Looks nice, but I'm just waiting at $40 for a longer period of time for investment. I even have a $20 buy limit. Solana was a bit laggy last couple of weeks. Isn't the reload zone, but I don't have any clear reasons to put along now. I'm just waiting for a nice W with the divergence and everything we need for a swing trade. Atom has some news in front of him, so maybe it's a bit uppy. It's stronger than the rest of the market. Now he's in pump chaser zone. Let's just take a look. Let's find Matic on a 1-day chart. Let's see. I have 12 hours. So I said, let's just a second. Atom USDT. Let's see, something like that. It's still strong. You can see the channel is still valid. We broke the channel, touched the 38.2, but the price is going up. Now it's just testing this top of the range on a smaller time frame. This is an ICM. I don't like to buy it in this area. Maybe I will wait for a test of these highs to put a short. But now, no. I'll wait for pump chaser zone at least to frame a trade. I don't like to buy like this. And indicators are starting to. It's not a divergence on 12 hours. Maybe on 4 hours I'll find something. I don't have any. I have a bullish divergence in this area, but I don't have anything to frame any trade in this market and on this coin at least for now. Link, same idea, is in the reload zone. I even put a half of the position on this one. Let's see if I can find where I put the 1 second. I'm not on this one, maybe on perpetual. On 12 hour maybe? No, on 4 hour, but on a different, let's see if I have it. Matic, not this one. Link, where are you? Yeah, I put a half of the position in this area on smaller time frame on 4 hour chart. I'm a bit underwater with this one. I put this is a nice W. I have the limit order was at this area. It's half of the W, the other side of the trend line. I really don't like that, but I put half of the position in this area. If I'll test these lows, I'll put the other half to have a 1% risk on this trade. At least this is my idea. Gala, the same thing. We have a nice trend line. Is still respected. Now it's exactly at the trend line. At the end, I mentioned the fact that I'll look for long setups in altcoin on a smaller time frame on 4 hour chart. We have location, but we need confirmation of the indicators and price structure. It's still valid that what I said. We don't have a clear W. Some they try to do a W, but it's at the level of the W. I don't have a clear breakout and a retest for a nice trade on 4 hour chart. At least not now. We'll see. Trading conditions are hard again. So it's a bit hard. I see on the Discord group a lot of people, they find hard to frame a trade, to respect the risk management, to find the edge in the market. We had last couple of weeks that small ugly range. Now maybe we can frame something. We have some nice volatility. End of the month, we'll see. We have 2 days this week. Maybe with news, maybe we can frame something before the news or after the news. And at the end, treat treat trading like a business, and market will treat you like a king. I like this one because you have to pay attention to the first part. If you treat trading like a business, it's you'll be treated like a king. If you don't treat it like a business, you'll lose your money. I don't know how to put it. I don't like to speak too much about this one, but it's if you are serious and respecting the trading plan, everyone makes mistakes, but don't do stupid mistakes like taking out the stop loss, putting a 10% risk on one single trade, or I saw people with 20%. It's just stupid to do that. Put a hard, sorry, put a hard stop in the market. Yeah, if you don't put a take profit and you trying to maximize the profit, if you have enough experience, it's okay. But put a damn stop loss in the market, hard stop loss. This is the level, the point where I will get out if the market will go against me. You'll protect your capital in this way. You will not blow out an account. This week, this is the result for the for the last week. This week we had some nice results. Let's take a look at the last day. I did some scalps. I saw this. We have this range on 4-hour chart. Nice range. I like that. We made some nice scalps on the range, selling on this level, buying at this level. And yesterday for me, Wednesday, I made some nice scalps. I saw the reload zone. I like to play the 61.8. I put a trade in this area. 2 to 1 hit, close the trade. We have short reload zone, put a short trade with the same setup. 2 to 1. I even managed to get a bigger risk reward because I trailed some. I didn't close all the trade at 2 to 1. I closed at 61.8 part of the trade. I put another trade. When I put this one, I put another trade at 78.6 with the stop loss above this week's. This trade was going okay. I closed all the trade. Market goes up, takes my my short level and goes back again. Hit my take profit area, and I'm out from the market. I need some sleep, so I closed everything. I put the stop loss and the take profit. I managed to, before I go to sleep, I put the stop loss above this week. When I get up for this show, I was the take profit was hit. Now I'm just on the sidelines. I'm just waiting. Maybe after the show, I'll try to frame a nice short. But we'll see. I don't have anything now because I see a bullish divergence on 50-minute chart on this one, or at least on MACD. And a nice W on OBV, so that keeps me out of the market for now, at least for the moment.
Nice railroad tracks there too, eh? Wow.
Yeah, look nice.
So, and how ironic. I think a lot of people right now are expecting the market to go down. And yet, if we actually look at things like the breadth indicator on TRI, our proprietary timing signal system, and it's actually bullish right now.
And for longs, yeah. For me, when I see that kind of movement in the TRI breadth, I consider a signal hunt longs. I don't think it's enough for me to give me a signal. Yeah, it's okay to hunt for longs.
Yeah,
you are at the support from 2017.
I'll just show everybody this. It's a little teaser. This is our breadth indicator, and you can see the rest of the stock market just looks like crap. But you scroll down and what the heck's going on in crypto? These are W's. What the heck? So,
Yeah.
and isn't it cool how
I use
Paul
only
here is
the
hunting
top.
longs? That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I use only top 30 bread for my
Sure,
to
sure.
give me permission to hunt longs.
So that's cool that you actually see enough value in it that you like referring to that tool.
Yeah, yeah. Every damn morning I take a look at the bread for
Fantastic. I love to hear that.
just to see what said if I'm hunting longs. It's okay to hunt longs or to hunt shorts. At least on day trades 1 hour. On scalps I hunt longs and shorts depending on what I see in that time in the market. Or keep in mind the location on a 1 hour or 4 hour chart. But for a 1 hour chart, I like to see the breadth indicate.
Yeah.
If
So
I'll
I'll.
take a look,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I could take a look on 4 hour chart on most of the altcoins I speak about on the weekly newsletter.
So I just posted this screenshot of the crypto top 30 breadth. That's our proprietary timing tool to give us an idea of what sort of sentiment in the marketplace is. And I gotta say, I know it's tougher than tough, but believe it or not, it's actually saying shorting crypto right here is probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
I find
I'm
that
on the same idea.
fascinating. So cool. I mean, that crypto breadth image that I just posted there, if you click on it, I don't know whether that'll show if you watch the video later on, but this is basically my career's work. I spent 30 years developing this, and it's beautiful to watch it in action. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, sorry to interrupt, sir. Please continue.
No, I was just taking a look at the EOS on 4 hour chart. We are at 78.6 level. We respected the lows, maybe slightly lower. No, we respected this week. We have some bullish divergence. If you see where we are gone in the reload zone. You see bullish divergence on MACD at least. Really was stupid. OBV looks okay. Trying to make some W's. If I get a nice W on 4 hour chart on EOS, I
Hmm.
know has some news in the future. Something is up on this one, so it's okay to hunt along. Another reason to hunt along.
All right,
But we
yeah,
have
good
reload
fundamental
zone.
drivers. I like that. Give me a fundamental driver.
Yeah, that's why it's top of the list on my
Sick.
list.
You know, like
That's
also
Dal
too.
Moody idea. Dal Moody idea. So
The
great.
great Dal Moody, is that his idea?
Yeah,
All right.
he remembered me he said about the news. I didn't know about that.
Right on.
It's looking okay for to trying to hunt along on this area.
Well, be patient. Let it just
Yeah,
come in. If this is a buy, it will spit out a nice big fat W. In fact, you can see on that chart right there, I can see a bullish divergence that's confirmed. I don't know what
yeah.
you were just looking at there a second ago.
Now I was looking at comp. Now this
Oh.
is a bullish divergence confirmed on
You
EOS
know what's
on
interesting
MACD.
with that? That's an inverted head and shoulders on the MACD. Can you see the inverted head and
Yeah, yeah,
shoulders?
yeah. Yeah, it's confirmed
So
on
you
this one.
often see that pattern on the MACD indicator, which is a good
Yeah,
sign. That's not a bad sign.
I'm just waiting for a nice W on 4 hour chart.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Like you could draw a trend line off of that original M top there, and we are clearly on the other side of that trend line. So any kind of W that comes in now, rock and roll. Yeah, see,
Something
we
like
are a
that.
million miles away from that trend line now. So all you got to do is just, as soon as you see a W, rock and roll. And you
Yeah.
notice that there just has not been any W's that have come in yet.
No, not yet.
Great application of that concept, I'll tell you that by crackers. What I wanted, though, two names that are in our universe on the crypto top 30 that are turning back up, and they've given us actually trending signals. I wouldn't mind getting your sort of take on them. The first one is ETC, so Barry Silbert's coin. Actually, I'd be curious, great Mr. Del Moody. You know what, though, Barry's up to these days? What's going on here? So this one here, I don't know whether that looks awfully toppy. We kind of talked about a head and shoulders top here. But the weekly chart, the chart has turned back up. And the question ultimately here is Barry up to something? Is there some sort of fundamental driver going on there? So you can see if that thing W's out here. Look at that MACD. Oh, that's so beautiful. And
Yeah,
keep in
looks
mind,
that
this
nice.
is a weekly price chart, right?
Yeah, on daily, just draw a trend, draw a reload zone from this low to this high. Wait on a reload zone. Maybe you can frame something on smaller time frames.
Could
Now,
be.
I don't like to buy at this level.
No,
It's
no.
ugly.
What I'm asking about is what's fundamentally, like Great Dalmatia said, has a fundamental sort of nose. This thing jumped up. Like our buy signal was a week or two ago off of that big W down there. So
Yeah,
ironically
this one.
enough, if you draw a reload zone of that entire range, my hunch is that W breakout level is between 78.6 and 88.6. So I wholeheartedly agree with you. Probably not a good idea to be buying here. But I'm just wondering what caused that big spike up. That's a huge rally. So, like, is there some sort of fundamental? Is Barry up to something? Maybe in the comment section, all you people, hit the like button, subscribe, ring Paul's nipple bells, and put a comment down in the comment field about what the hell Barry's up to here. Sorry. You wear nipple bells, don't you? I thought you wore nipple bells. I don't know. Just kidding. R. So, yeah. So, indeed, this is a good example. This is where Ben's rule of 72 and then the 88.6 probably sets off that original breakout. And your bottom will come in somewhere down in that area. But
Yeah.
anyway, so this is one that's caught my attention, waiting for buy signals here because the weekly charts have turned back up. And then what was the other one? It was TRX, I think. Wasn't that the other one?
Ron? Yeah, someone posting was pumping the other day. Let's see.
Maybe
So
it
on
wasn't.
weekly, let's take a look at weekly. On weekly
What the
chart, I
hell
don't
was
like
it? Crypto.
this one. No,
TRX, yeah, it is TRX. Now this trade's a little bit old. It's like 11 weeks old, so it might be getting a bit tired. But I'd be curious if this is Justin Sun's coin, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'd be wondering if there's any fundamental driver going on here that's holding the price in there. You can see the big honking weekly MACD bull div. So
Yeah.
he's trying desperately to turn the corner here. I don't know. Is there some sort of fundamental driver going on here? I don't know.
Maybe someone in the comments. I don't.
Yeah, look at
Usually
that
think.
OBV. I mean, damn.
OBV looks nice.
Yeah,
Damn nice.
that looks insanely nice. I mean, money is pouring into this thing.
Yeah,
All right,
someone.
and then so those are the two that I'm interested because our weekly commodity trend survey. We do a weekly survey on the site, and I want to highlight coins and names that are through moving average resistance, and basically this thing, if I get any kind of buy signal, this thing should be able to pop hard. But Adam over there is suggesting that SOL is starting to look interesting, and that's good old Sam. I see you got SOL on your screen. You got any opinion on him?
Solana.
Yeah.
If you take a look at this chart, we definitely have location. It's definitely cheap.
Yeah, fascinating.
So
Problem is, change that to
the same bullish divergence.
yeah, there's another one.
OBV is looking okay.
There's
Willie
a
is
weekly
stupid.
chart. You don't see
Yeah.
weekly Willie stupid very often.
Yeah. If you go one day and slowly to 4-hour chart, you'll see. Yeah. I posted this is in the reload zone from this low to this high.
There you go.
I just want if I go lower on 4-hour chart because I just want a nice W.
Damn straight. They can take a screenshot of that, please. Should probably
On
put
this
that
one?
in the lounge. That's a buy. If that that's like a triple bottom.
Yeah, I have the indicators pointing up.
Yeah, just all I want is a price chart. If you can just take the price chart and throw that in the lounge. That
On
would
4
be-
hour on 4-hour time frame.
Yeah, that's a beautiful chart. Jesus. So,
Yeah, but
I mean,
we
there you
need the
go.
W.
It has not. The W's have not confirmed yet. So don't go all jumping into this thing. But you can see exactly where the W will confirm, and that will be comfortably in the reload zone. So that's a very respectable looking setup as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it looks nice, but I told the people in the morning, yesterday morning,
So what was that? Sorry.
I speak with people from the group every morning at the London opening. My time zone gives me the chance to play in both sessions. London opening is morning for me on the and New York session. And
Yeah.
every morning I look at the some coins and I said to the people that's why I had this level.
Yeah.
If we'll get a nice W, maybe let the breakout happen and buy at the retest or buy at the breakout. But we need that W
Yeah.
for a buy.
Super cool. Somebody over there says ETC probably pump because of the upcoming merge. Miners will probably start mining it after ETH goes POS. Could be.
Yeah.
I guess Mr. Silbert hasn't bought into the whole POS thing, eh?
Yeah, I guess not.
So there's a good example on this CHZ. I think there's a really good example of why you have to wait for the W on the other side of the trend line, because this thing could just puke out here. Be careful on this
Yeah.
thing, folks.
We have some bullish divergence on
Yeah, looks
MACD
good.
at least.
Yeah.
But OBV is
Uh,
not on the same page.
yeah.
Willie is
Yeah.
not stupid yet.
Huh.
RSI is looking okay. It's above 50 line, but exactly at the 50 line it could go down. I
Mm.
don't like to buy at this level. I'm just waiting for a nice W, maybe close to this level. I
All right.
don't like to buy at this level at least.
Mm.
I have a trade on this one.
Ah, there you go.
Someone pointed out
Oh,
this
it's a
nice.
bot too. Son of a gun.
Yeah, so we had some bullish divergence. This is a bullish divergence because this is a lower low. Same idea on RSI. Willie was stupid in this area. A nice
Huh.
divergence even on OBV. A nice
Uh,
W on OBV. Looking nice. If
yeah.
we go and zoom out a little bit from this low, yeah, we had this range breakout. From this low to this high, if you try to make a bot, the bot level will be at this one, at this level, but I like to front run the bot with the LJ setup.
Mm.
And
That's
from
cool.
this level, we had this trend line, nice respected trend line, nice W.
Can you take a
Uh,
screenshot of that and fire it in the lounge too, please?
yeah. I was just wanting to explain something. You
Yeah.
see, a lot of times in traditional market, you'll see the W is a complete W the other side of the trend line. That is the perfect scenario. Sometimes on you can take the trade if you don't have a complete W the other side. You see this W is not completely the other side of the trend line. And
I
we
don't
just
like
needed
those.
another leg down to make another W to break out
Yeah.
this level.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
front run
If
it
it's
the
not
bot.
completely on the other side of the trend line, folks, those often get busted. Trust me, I've been there so many times. So I
Yeah,
like
on
how
day
you
trading or
waited
smaller
for
time
the.
frames, sometimes I see enough reasons to take a trade, even if the W is not completely the other side, but on 5 minute, 50-minute chart, not on the bigger time frame. On bigger time frame, is best to wait for a complete W the other side of the trend line. Front running the bot gets me the a bigger risk to reward. I have 5.3 something like that
Yeah.
for a target on the bot. So it's okay. I don't have to be right too many times to make money with five risk to reward.
Mm.
But this thing looks nice. We have all the reasons to take a shot on this one.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
let's
we
just
could
put the
take
I'll
a
get
shot of that. So there you go, TRIers. There's a couple gifts from Paul here tonight. Don't
Yes.
say we didn't give you nothing.
Yeah, exactly, nothing.
Hit the like button, subscribe, ring Brian's nipple bells, please.
Yeah, I have another one. This one I'm waiting
Ooh,
for a
sweet.
W. This LJ setup we have some divergence, the same idea, but I don't like the OBV on this one. You see, it's lower lows on OBV. Yeah, if we can make a W, but we don't have to break this tail and make a nice W. Yeah, I'll be convinced to buy some a nice LJ on 4 hour chart. You see, I have this Wyckoff check, Benkoff check, sorry, something like that.
Good old
But now,
Ben.
yeah, but now I don't have. We are in reload zone. If you take this area, yeah, definitely we are in reload zone. But I need a clear W on this one. I'm just waiting now because we have this. Maybe wait for a new complete W to frame a trade. I don't like the OBV. Was looking better when I see that level, but now if we look at the OBV making lower lows, no, I don't like it. I have the
So,
link. I posted, I guess I have the link. I have half of the position because of this nice W, but I want to put a complete position. I want to see a nice breakout of this trend line
well,
on OBV.
this one's gonna test your resolve here because I don't think that W has come in yet. On completely on the other side of the
Yeah,
trend line.
exactly.
So this will be a really good example to test whether we should really wait for the W's completely on the other side of the trend
Usually it's a good idea to wait because it's on 4 hour
line.
chart.
Yeah.
But I have two lows to protect my stop loss. So it's okay.
And
Next
really
bust
at
if
the
I
end of the day if you're not riddled with anxiety, you can handle it, then all the power to you. In fact, is that not that's a confirmed bearish MACD divergence on
on
that
this,
move to
yeah,
new
on the
highs
last
there,
move,
right?
yeah, it's a bearish
Yeah.
divergence on MACD. Even I guess on RSI, let's take yeah, RSI too.
Yeah.
Let's the
So
OBV. I don't want to see
what
it
a
because it's too much.
great lesson, everyone. Great lesson.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, the thing is, it could go in and put in a nice W here, and everything would be perfectly fine. You know,
yeah, but it's
so
best to wait for a complete W the other side of the trend
yeah,
line on bigger time frames.
there
Yeah,
you go.
definitely.
So, somebody's asking, Jay's asking, do you trade leverage or is it just purely spot?
No, I'm trading day trade scalps on Binance futures usually, but I also put swing trades on the spot
Is
market.
that like the 1-to-1, or are those like the 10x leverage and all that kind of stuff?
I use it differently. I count the position size, so I use leverage to get my position size. I keep a small amount of money on the Binance futures. I wrote it in my plan to keep only maximum 20% from my trading account. So I compensate with leverage, but I calculate my position size to manage risk at maximum 1% per trade. That's the idea on my plan.
I don't know whether he answered your question or not. I hope he did. I don't know, Jay. I think that
Let's
was a
take a look.
yes.
I use leverage. Yeah, I use leverage.
Oh,
Definitely.
okay. There you go. So he does. Jay says, thanks, Paul. I understand. So cool. Way to go. Shamu says, head and shoulders and potential bearish bot on FXS. That's or well, I don't know what FXS is. Do you know what that? No, F is in Frank, X is in X-ray, Sam is in Samuel, or S is in Samuel. So S. There you go. I don't. Do you know what the story is on this thing?
No, I don't know. Let's just take a deeper look, zoom out idea. Oh,
Do you really want to be shorting something like this down here? I don't know.
no. Definitely not. I don't want to short this one.
Looks like you're
No.
coming kind of late to the party there.
Yeah, if you put the logarithmic chart, you'll see the M is already hit the target, so I don't like it. And
Yeah.
probably if we go on a 1 day chart, we can see some nice,
I can see your head and shoulders. I see what you're talking about.
yeah,
But the problem here is, do you really want to short something down here? If anything, this is probably you want to let that thing come right back down, test the lows. I actually see the makings of a bullish divergence in MACD there.
yeah, we have something. We just need to confirm the. It's a valid, technically, it's a valid head and shoulders. Why? Because from the moved from the left shoulder to the head, it's a bearish divergence on MACD, even on RSI. But
Mm,
take a look at the OBV. I don't want to short something like that.
yeah.
If OBV looks like that, I don't want to be short on that.
And Willie's already stupidly oversold.
Yeah,
So you're kind of asking for trouble coming in here. If anything, if you did a fib off of that range, it almost looks like we're sitting right about the exact middle of the range. Yeah, ideally you want to
yeah,
try and short at
50%,
the
something
top
like
end of the
that, a
range
bit
and buy at
below.
the bottom.
Yeah, we're close to the reload zone. So why to look for a short just above 61.8? No, I don't like to do that. It's a valid head and shoulders, but I don't have location to frame a short. At least not me. Let's see you on 4 hour chart. Maybe you can see something different.
Yeah, like Sharktoshi saying there, and I don't know if you're familiar with the cadence that we follow, Shamu. But what we ideally want to start with is ask yourself, number one, always, is this a good trade location to consider what I'm thinking about doing? So, when Mr. Dog Money last year was on Saturday Night Live, everybody should have looked at that Doge and said, this is an absolute nightmare trade location to consider buying. I mean, it's just dumb. So we always want to start the cadence with, is this a good trade location? So something like this, yeah, like Josh says, remember your 3 words in real estate. Something like this, your head and shoulders pattern might be correct. And it dips down and it hits that head and shoulders level. But Paul, do me a favor and throw a 50% rule of the entire trading range here now on this chart. Yeah, from that low all the way back up to the high.
From this low to the
No,
high.
no, from the ultimate low there back in the early summer.
Yeah, okay. It's a damn simple way to do it.
And then take that and drag it all the way back up against the old highs. So, take it and drag it all the way back up against those old highs.
This range, or what?
Now, take the 100 there and drag it all the way back up against the old highs. Yep.
Yeah,
Up, higher, higher.
yeah,
So,
yeah. What?
the issue here is that there was a
And this is
gentleman who
not the
lived.
old high. This is
Right,
the
well, that's
highest.
fine. Anywhere up there. So, there was a gentleman who lived about 100 years ago, Mr. W.D. Gann, and he said that naturally markets like to retrace 50% of their move. So, do you see where you might be right on shorting your head and shoulders here, but then somebody sneezes and the damn market ratchets all the way right up to that 50% rule, which could very easily happen. So, what is the statistical odds of us making money on going short this thing here versus it actually Wing out? In fact, the W is already working and it actually rallies back up to the 50% rule. Or, Collins' dump chaser zone if you want to do like 38.2s to 50%. I would actually say the odds of you actually making money on the long side of this market now, I think, are higher than making money on the short side of the market. And as we come into those lows where Paul has his cursor, you see those 2 key lows that made that W there. I would actually want to be trying to buy against those lows. So that's just me. Why? because the location, the asset, is right at the bottom end of its range. So, I don't know whether that helps or not, but that's the way I. If you change this to a log chart, you'll probably notice that the head and shoulders, the target, actually is nothing more than just a test of those lows.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps answer that question. It's a good question, really good question. Next question is somebody asked, there's a saying that says there's always a bull somewhere. Does that mean it could be an edge to have a portfolio that excludes macro FATA indicators? I don't think so. Because I would actually make the argument that if the story is bullish, it will show technically on the chart. It will show. What I've often found is that actually the technical bottom comes in first, and then the public finds out what the fundamental driver is, and the damn thing takes off. Kind of like what we saw with the ETC there earlier on. So I don't know whether that helps answer your question, but I would say, I think if I understand you correctly, you're kind of saying, well, Bitcoin and the crypto market looks really crappy, but this story is so good that I'm just going to ride this because the fundamental story is so awesome. That's okay. I mean, there's always, if you can identify value and you have... what I would say is that the chart itself will show that, yes, it is indeed a buy. Like I said, like even this one here, this BAL. If somebody came in and said, Brian, I like that W. I'm going to buy that W. That W is on a bullish momentum divergence. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. But these guys have got this product that's in development. I'm going to take my shot off of that W. I don't have a problem with that at all. Look at the OBG. Jesus. What the hell's going on here?
Someone in the comments asked to look at this one.
Yeah, that looks rather uppy. Whatever you're interested in there, it looks good. Now, there's no guarantees in this game. We all know that. We're just playing the statistics. And I'll say, usually when those W's come in, there's a good 60-70% chance you're going to see a 2-to-1 on that event. And what I would just simply say is, if this thing does pop like that big honking candle that you see there, that huge wick, for God's sakes, you got to pay yourself when that happens. You just have to.
No. I'm on logarithmic chart. Standard.
Yeah, actually, what would be cool is to do a Foggenbaum off of that W. That'll probably give you a pretty
this
good idea.
This one? The last one or this big one?
Yeah, the one on the bottom there.
This one?
From the low of about middle of July back to the low, or to the high of the middle of June. No, the previous high.
1 second to
yeah, that low.
Yeah, 1 second to move the chart a bit. To this high?
Yeah, and do a Foggenbaum up top. That'll probably tell you where this thing wants to go. All right,
yeah,
so
already hit the first one.
Yeah, so we banged into 2.618. And usually what happens is either the market accepts that level and continues up to the 4669, or it rejects that level and we have to come back down and kiss the original breakout. So this is a really good tutorial, folks, on how all we did was we came right back down, checked the original Benkoff check level, and it looks like it's getting ready for another run here, right?
Yeah, something like that. Let's just put a trade exactly at the W and see how much we get. 3.5 to the 4.619.
It's fine. You don't have to sell it all. Maybe just sell like a third of it, half of it. Just make sure you paid yourself.
My way is just to move the stop to scratch at this level.
Right.
So I
And
cannot lose
remember,
money.
folks, there's a million different ways to skin this cat. We're telling you the way that we trade. There's obviously best practices, right? Work with a plan. Have trade setups. Setups should have 3 unrelated reasons to justify taking the trade. Don't risk more than 5% of your money on any one single bet. And Paul, I think only bets like 1% on any bet, which is brilliant.
This week was 0.5%.
0.5%. We're in hard mode. Dial it
Yeah.
back. But who cares? Are you profitable for the week, sir?
This week, yeah.
So there you go.
And
Half a
even the
percent
last two
bets.
weeks I was profitable, but barely profitable because I had fewer trades, a lot of stop loss. You saw in the weekly newsletter I had at least
Yeah,
what I posted,
it was more
a
a rhetorical
50% win
question.
rate.
That's interesting there. That's only a 50% win rate, and yet
Yeah.
he's still making money from trading. And I got to tell you,
Yep.
folks, that's the secret to this game. You got to get this. All right, let's see how we. Oh, look at that! It's 8 o'clock. Well, what do you think, you YouTubers? All 24 of you. Did you enjoy the offering we gave you tonight? You got a big old fat macro rant from Brian. Oh, the sky's falling. I got to think you got an excellent summary of the Bitcoin and ETH market from Paul, and we did a bunch of TA on a number of names. I honestly, I thought this was a great episode, sir. Great job.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I think I was talking to myself there a bit too, though. All right. Why don't we finish off with one more? London Galberdon. There's a name. Gabaldon. Asked us to look at LDO.
LDO. Yeah, why not? Oh, really.
All right.
Hey, what I
Twist
have
your
here?
arm. What the fuck?
What is here? Yeah, on this one, I have this trend line. Let's just delete this. I have some short reload zone, but let's just see a clear idea. So, bullish divergence confirmed on MACD, but
Yeah.
only on MACD. We don't have it on RSI. Don't have it on OBV. Willie is close to stupid. I guess he's stupid already. No, he's not stupid. But definitely, on this move, we are above the 61.8. So, I don't know. Maybe an LJ setup on daily chart. If we go on 4-hour chart, from my perspective, let's see what I have here.
Does this thing have something to do with the ETH merge, London, or are you just? I don't know. Why did you make that comment? Please continue, Paul. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
I have a bullish divergence on MACD. I have the same idea on RSI. Willie was stupid on this down move, but OBV looks ugly. Maybe if we can W out in this area and make some W. I don't know, but I'm just same idea. Wait for a clear W the other side of the trend line. At
Yeah,
least
I
wait
think
for that.
so. You know what this is going to turn into is you're going to drill down to like a 15-minute chart, and this is going to, if it's going to be a breakout higher here, it's going to be a bullish bot off like a really lower time frame chart.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
this is there's your trade. So hopefully you can see that's your setup, which means, if you're an investor, I don't know whether you really even want to look at something like this yet. Yeah, there you go. Throw on 25 and you can see exactly where you should have pulled the trigger. Boosh. There you go. So, are you patient and disciplined? Can you work in order? It's at the 25 level now. So, you can't make the argument you missed the trade. I mean, it's just sitting there. But if it loses that 191 low, you better get the hell out of there. So that's what I would say on this. So London saying here, article lead from Cointelegraph. It was a merge protocol. All right, I don't understand any of that stuff. Maybe, Paul, do you understand that stuff?
No, I'm a stupid guy with
We're just
reloads.
traders.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I just stick
Great
to my
Del
risk
Moody, do you
management.
understand what the hell he's talking about there?
Yeah, he does. I don't know
All right,
if
maybe
he's
Great
still
Del
alive,
Moody,
but
you can reach out and help London. I don't know that stuff. So London says, I'm a level 1 from 2021. Ogs. All
August.
right. Well, that's cool. So you're a TRI alumni. Congratulations. Did you like the program? Did you learn anything? Sure hope so. Maybe you could take a screenshot of that, Paul, and we can throw that in the lounge. I
We
mean,
have only 2 lows now on this bot. We need the 3rd low.
All right. So Paul's even a little skeptical of this thing as it is. So.
No, but I like 3 lows. It's better than 2.
Yeah, yeah. 3 girls are better than 2. That's what they always say. Yeah.
Depending. It's a
All
different
right. We're
approach.
well past 8 o'clock, so I think these people have gotten great value tonight. I thought you did a fantastic presentation, sir. You're getting better and better with every week, so thank you very much. London says he loved it. Wow, now there is a endorsement if I've ever seen one. Thank you, London. Appreciate that. So hit the like button, subscribe, ring Brian or Paul's nipple bells, whatever gets you going. Hey, look at, you can really see Paul's little business is coming along really nicely. He's got even a day
It's a
trading
project that one is
algos
not.
going, so very impressive. Closing thoughts? Oh, actually, I guess we ought to give our predictions now, eh?
Yeah, let's
Did
give
you
a
want to talk a
prediction.
little bit about this for a minute, or shall we move on to
No,
predictions?
no. When it's a ranging market, this indicator is not giving us valid signals.
Okay, well,
You have to switch to the 50 minutes or something like that to
there
get,
you
or
go.
maybe 1 hour.
So you can
When you
subscribe to
have a
Paul's
trend,
newsletter.
it's okay. When you have a range, it's damn ugly.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll end the screen sharing now. Thank you so much for the presentation. That was absolutely top notch. We will pop on over. Whoops, actually, how are we going to do this? Let's go. I think I have to hit that F11 button. There it is. Then we will pop on over to our closing comments. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have Ben with us. But maybe if Ben's watching, which I'm sure he is, he can fill in his prediction. But let's make some grand predictions. And I got a pretty good idea what neighborhood Mr. Paul's going to vote for. But what the hell? What do you think, Mr. Paul? What's your vote this week?
My vote +1.
+1. All right.
Yeah.
So slightly bullish.
Yep.
Not overly bullish, but slightly bullish. That gets, I guess a 1 gets a yellow. So, all right. We're going to leave that in. I think we're going to vote for Ben. And Ben's going to vote for a -2. Because that Ben, man, he is just the biggest bear you've ever met in your life. The irony of it all is he's probably going to be right. I thought we were going to be soft this week.
Yeah, you're right.
I wasn't right enough, though. So
yeah,
it doesn't really
it's a
make
bit
that
tough
big
to
of a
be
difference.
exactly at the
Right. And so just on balance, and I actually really like using my sine wave as a way to sort of help me sort of see what I should be expecting. The only problem is, did I get rid of it? I might have. I always end up falling into this trap of just having too many darn charts open. Fudge, I don't see it. Maybe it was over here. Let's see, am I lucky? Am I lucky? Am I lucky? Oh, I don't know whether I'm lucky or not. Where's my sine wave? No, I don't think I'm lucky. Fudge. Oh well. Alright. That sine wave was so helpful too. I wonder what the hell I did with it. Oh, there it is. Actually, yeah, I do have my sine wave. Yay. Okay.
You're on a smaller time frame, that's why you don't see.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense because it's like 4-hour and daily and stuff that I do. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, I was kind of worried about this down wave, and wow, I think that was a good idea. The interesting thing now, though, is look at what we have in front of us. So how ironic that sort of lines up with TRI's breadth indicator, too, eh? Unfortunately,
Yep.
I do not like the look of this megaphone. So unfortunately, what I think actually is going to happen here is we're actually going to be all over the map going forward. So we are on the up wave, though. So I think, believe it or not, I think I want to go with. I think I'll go with a +1. I like the idea of the market being slightly higher. I don't know whether it's going to be these huge numbers. I guess +1 is ideally. I guess that's like under 5%. But I'm feeling uppy here. So it's interesting that Paul and I are going to have the same vote. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it could be Ron, both of us.
Well, the
Same
good part about it is you'll make a ton of money regardless. And that's
If I
awesome.
respect my plan, yeah.
All right, so what are you guys saying here? Oh, thank you, Adam. Adam, I swear you guys are so awesome. Like Ben every week always wishes me good luck with Liam. Liam is getting sort of settled into his new dig, so he's a little bit happier. Liam's actually got to... he's going to be a little shell-shocked because I'm going to be in Europe for the next month or so. But anyway, but thank you very much, everybody, for your karmic best wishes with Liam tomorrow afternoon. I appreciate it. Thank you, Adam. You're definitely in my good books. Great Domity says, that's confusing to imagine. What's that? I don't know what you're referring to. Is there any way to Zoom talk with Liam? To Zoom talk? Well, when I'm in Europe, actually, I do these exact... In fact, we even did a dry run yesterday. And actually, I was even showing the good people on the site that I was going through my history. And Liam is... where's the history button? Liam's a really big fan of... oh, by the way, it's Shmita. I don't know whether you guys are familiar with Shmita. Anyway, Liam's a really big fan of the Wiggles. So we sat yesterday and we were watching Wiggles videos all afternoon. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, to answer your question, Liam and I will be doing a lot of video conferencing from Europe.
Principle.
Anyway.
You're going to have 20% of the people at your business do 80% of the work. And even
we've got our official prognostications. Ben, you bear. Boo!
He'll be right, probably.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it is he'll win. Anyway, remind Brian to tell where that line came from. Oh, that was a movie reference, wasn't it? I think actually.
Yeah.
That's an old reference.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, we could probably get rid of that. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts? Good words for these people coming from the Romanian nightmare?
I said it a couple of times this week. So just manage your risk, treat trading like a business, and market will treat you like a king. It's the same idea every time.
That's good. Well, if it's nothing else, sir, you are consistent. And
yeah.
If you want to be a good trader, that's the number one habit you have to be, is you have to be insanely consistent. So that'll be my thought. Paul's thought is treat your business, respect it, and the market will treat you well. And Brian's thought is be consistent, get into the habit of the best practices, and just keep doing the same damn thing over and over and over. Rinse and repeat. PMA for the win. All the best. And Paul, if you could take us on out of here, I'd love you for it. The only thing left for us to say is...
Bye for now, everybody.